Hey guys, it's Marty and welcome to Two Line Slot Cars. This week we are taking a look at the new NSR Chassis Flattener EVO. This is the second generation of the chassis flattener. It has a digital display, has presettings that help you flatten your chassis. We'll start with an NSR chassis. I've got an AMG chassis I need to flatten, and we'll see how it works. And hopefully these will become instructions that will help you use your chassis flattener. So guys, I've taken apart an NSR AMG. I love this car. This is a great car, but one of the things that it has problems with is the front end. And the front end was really difficult to set up, and it's because the chassis was not flat. So when we put the chassis on the setup block, which is super flat, we can test to see if the chassis is flat. And right now, we've got some movement right there on that front tower. Now, this chassis is really, really close, but it's not perfect. It does rise about a millimeter on this left side, on this driver's side. And so what we're going to do is we're going to put it on the flattener, take a look at the flattener, see how to set it up, and we'll flatten this chassis and see if it works. So as you can see, we have a couple of chassis, actually. We have two AMG chassis. This one needs flattened. Now it's pretty close, but it does have some play up front. And this metal plate is like an iron. We can put the power to it, and this will heat up with the chassis on the setup plate here. The kit comes with a bunch of rare earth magnets. And so what we want to do is lay this chassis on the flattener. We want to take some of these rare earth magnets. These magnets are strong magnets. We want to place them in places to help secure. So you'll just want to place them in strategic locations that make sense so that we can flatten this chassis out. All of them connected. I'm now fighting the magnets. Holy cow. These magnets are strong. So we're securing the chassis onto the plate. And what we'll do is we'll turn it on and we'll let it run through its cycle. Now, the original instruction said to run for an hour and then let it sit for 12 hours. But the new instructions from NSR said a couple of hours. So we'll see what the chassis flattener will run. We'll take a look at it after an hour. Okay, it looks like we've got all of our magnets located where we want them. And we have our power supply that comes with the kit. And now we will just turn it on. Yeah, we don't have great instructions for this thing. It's a little disappointing. 22.4, I'm guessing. I guess I should do the calculation for Celsius to Fahrenheit. Fahrenheit to Celsius conversion. 32 Fahrenheit is 0 degrees Celsius. 69.7 degrees is 75 degrees. Okay, the plate is starting to warm up. 25.1. Okay, so we're watching it, and the temperature continues to increase. Now, there was a card that came with this that had a QR code that took you to a video tutorial, which really was not great. Just going to be honest with you, NSR, I think you could do some improvements on that. It really wasn't instructions on how to use it. And I guess maybe people should know. Let's be honest. We like instructions, details, to make sure that we're doing it right. So now we're up to 30.2. 30.2 is 86 degrees. So this heats it up nice and slow, raises the temperature of the plastic, and with the magnets, should be flat once everything is done. So it looks like we're running this up to 69.7 degrees Celsius which would be about 158 degrees, 157.46. Okay, when you hit the temperature, the out light goes off. And so that tells me that we're at the optimal temperature. I see that it continues to climb, so I can smell that the iron is getting warm. We'll see how it performs over the next, we're going to go 60 minutes and see how it is. So let's set the timer and we'll be back. Okay, we're back. We're actually flattening another chassis, but this chassis, I let it cool for 12 hours. And when I came back, we are flat. And so it did a great job. Again, there wasn't a lot. This chassis was fairly flat to begin with. Yeah, it is flat now. Nothing moves, nothing twists and turns. So we're going to put the AMG back together with this chassis. Pretty easy to use, guys. So if I've already got another one on the chassis flattener, we're going to straighten that one out as well. So we've got a backup chassis for the AMG. So we're going to put the AMG back together, get it set up, see how it performs on the track. Okay, we're back together on the track, running 12 volts, Carrera 4-lane, and let's just see if we can get it around the track. Oh, very nice. What are we running? 5.2867. Very, very good. That's a really good time, NSR GT. So guys, the AMG's back together. Just ran some laps, running 5.286. We're right there where it needs to be. Probably could get a little faster. It's running a 20.5 motor. Sidewinder. Flat chassis definitely made it a little easier to get that front end set up properly. It's getting around the track really, really good. So super pleased. The flattener worked great. Very simple. NSR chassis, you just turn it on and run the pre-programmed setting. And I ran it for about an hour and a half, turned it off, left it overnight, came back about 12 hours later, pulled the magnets off, and it was flat. So it really did a nice job. Great tool for those of you who run plastic chassis. Having a flat chassis, solid foundation to start with is your great way to get to a fast car. It's really pretty easy to use. Now, the other settings for different materials, different 3D printed chassis and flattening slotted chassis and other brands, I do not know yet. So maybe I'll do a follow-up video once we flatten some other chassis and figure out what those need to be on. I'm guessing that all those plastics are going to be around the same. And so probably I'm going to start base settings on the flattener and go from there. So hopefully this helps you out. Hopefully gives you the right instructions on how to use this flattener. Again, I didn't go into the settings. I didn't make any changes. I just plugged it in, turned it on, like it said to use the default values. So it was that easy. If you like this kind of content, give me a thumbs up, hit the subscribe button, hit the bell so you get notified anytime I put out new content. Guys, I really appreciate it. Thanks for tuning in this week. And Go flatten some chassis out there. Go have some fun racing.